Hey guys, just had to make a part two because my memory ran out. So, where were we? The first girl that realizes that she's 35, she's gonna settle for some guy. She'll probably end up being okay with it because she has enough self awareness to realize that she's over the hill, she's hit the wall. All right, now I can't get the same guys I did. It's time to meet a nice guy, right? This is when she's fucked all the alpha guys, and now she's ready to settle for a beta guy, right? So that's option one. Option two, she's gonna try to get the plastic surgery. She's gonna go for the gusto, right? She's like, all right, I need to get one last payday. I need to marry myself a rich older guy. I'm gonna be with him. I'm gonna get everything I can out of him, and I'm gonna divorce him in 5 years, and I'm gonna take as much as I can. I'm gonna get some guy that's wealthy but has some deep rooted insecurities, but wants a trophy wife. Okay. Now, the worst in single that this is and guys, a lot of times this is where single momdom comes in too, because a lot of these girls will get this guy to get her pregnant, so then she can use it as leverage in divorce rape, right? So that's where that comes into. Now, option three is the worst. I know you guys probably didn't think it could get any worse, but it can. So option three is she is so delusional and thinks so highly of herself and is so out of touch with reality that she believes that there are no good men left, and that men just don't have the balls to step up to the plate and be in a committed relationship. And she thinks that her value is so great because of all the great things that she's accomplished that she's going to continue to hold these crazy high standards until she either meets a guy, which she likely won't, or, and what's most likely the case is, these are the women that end up alone. These are the women that have the fur coat, the Jaguar, live in the penthouse, and are alone. They're alone. They typically have turned to drugs, turned to alcohol after the plastic surgery doesn't work. And it's really sad because these women are so delusional that they can't realize that, like, throughout their entire life, there actually were good men that liked them, that wanted to be with them, but that because they didn't drive a Bugatti and have, whatever artificial, superficial, dumb, inconsequential shit that they think they need in a partner, they just, brush these guys aside. All three of these women are guilty of that, but the first one, at least, is somewhat realistic. The second one is still a scandalous piece of shit, but the third one is just a lost cause. And that's what ends up happening. They end up alone. They end up miserable. And I'll give you I'll tell you a story of just for my own dating experience. So back before I fully got red pilled, I was maybe like 26 years old. I was dating this girl that was probably 7 years older than me. She was very attractive, had a lot of money. Her brother was like some multi-millionaire that owned like some sort of a clinic that did like hair restoration or something like that, probably plastic surgery, but she managed it and she made good money and had total job security. And this woman would travel like, Jesus Christ, like at least 6 or 7 times a year. So lived in a beautiful place, very, had all these fancy friends and went to the most expensive restaurants and all that. So this woman, although she was probably, mid 30s at the time, this woman, even though she made a lot more money than me at the time too, when we were dating, you know, she expected me to pay for everything, take care of everything. And I remember that she invited me to Toronto. That's where she lived. And she invited me to go out with her and a friend. So we went out. And at the time, I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, which is about a good 5-hour drive. So I drove all the way all the way there. And this is back when going through the borders was pretty easy. And I get there at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired. We go out. And we go out for a couple drinks. And I'm thinking they're inviting me out. Hey, I've driven a long way. The bill comes. And, I offer to pay for myself. And they were just absolutely mortified that I didn't offer to pay for all of them. Okay, her one friend had to have been at least 40. She's 34. I'm 26. Okay? I'm not, and I drove 5 fucking hours. But because they believe that they should have everything, they had this attitude towards me. Now, a couple nights later, we went out to dinner and I did pay for everything. Her mood towards me was completely different. We went back to the place. We had sex. It was a completely different fucking animal. Now, this girl is now, or this woman is now 41 years old. No kids. She's never gonna have kids. She's not married. She's got a boyfriend. And judging, and this is not me being a hater because I don't even want her, but this is just me being objective. And looking at her Instagram photos, the guy's a fucking nerd. The guy's not a masculine, attractive man. He's a dork. He looks like a computer programmer that, is in his late 40s. So she's settled. So she's the first type. She realizes she can't get the bad boy, she can't get the alpha male, she can't get the guy she really wants that she thinks she needs. So she's now with someone who societally makes sense. You see, women are very afraid of confrontation. Generally, they're gonna go along to get along. They're not someone who's gonna really take a stand on anything, and especially not this one. So she's with this guy. Yeah, I know he's got a little daughter. He's a nerd. He's a dork. He looks like a pussy. He looks like some Canadian liberal, vegan, faggoty guy, whatever. But again, case in point, this is what happens, right? This is a woman that had a lot of guys that wanted her because she's a smart, sophisticated, good-looking woman. But because her standards were so fucking out of whack, she never found anyone that was good enough for her. And now she's past the point where she can get a man to start a family with, and she's going to have to settle for a fucking dork. So, this is another reason why, just because guys are losing in the short term with this online dating shit and feminism and what it's doing, women are going to lose in the long run. Because the thing is, you guys got to remember this. And this is so fucking important. And it's said it's one of those adages that's just said all the time in the red pill, the manosphere, whatever. Women are born with value. Men have to create value. So women, and you think about it, like women tend to ascend and then they plateau at around like, their early to mid 20s. Whereas a man, his value is like kind of low, and then ascends at, early 30s, early to mid 30s, whereas a woman's value starts to steadily decline then. So right as a woman's value is declining, a man's value is ascending. So this is another thing you guys have to realize. Like, because of the fact that we're men, we can increase our level of attraction, right? We can increase our attractiveness. We can go to the gym, we can get fit, we can acquire skills, we can get better at business, we can get mentors, we can, improve our social standing, or we can improve our circle of friends, we can improve the way we look, we can improve our diet, we can improve a lot that women just can't do because they are really born with the value that they have is their looks, is their beauty, is their ability, their fertility. And so, if they don't get a guy when, women should get married young. Like, women should get married in their early to mid 20s. Like, that is the best time for a woman to get married. She's still young she's still young and vibrant to have children. She looks great. She's in her peak sexual condition, and she can meet a guy who's just probably a few years older than her. It's going to have the energy and the zest to enjoy life with. But again, if you're not willing to build with somebody and you want everything built for you, which is what these women want, you're gonna miss out on the opportune time to really start a life with somebody, and you're going to acquire baggage, and they're going to acquire all these negative things that are going to make them less attractive in the long run. So guys, the takeaway from this in the Matrix is to stop chasing these women. Because if you don't have this crazy opulent lifestyle, like, you are just another fucking schmuck walking up to them trying to get their attention. And your attention means nothing, okay? It really doesn't. So the best thing that you can do is find a purpose, not necessarily a purpose, like, find out what your life mission is, find out what makes you happy, put your energy into things that you really like and care about, and make yourself the best version of yourself. It's just like you're gonna get disappointed. All right, like I said, like I've outlined in the video before, like, the social media has changed the dynamics of the game for the worse for us. If you don't have tens of thousands of followers and you don't have all this crazy stupid shit, then you're not special in their eyes. You're just another motherfucker. So it's important to understand the Matrix, understand the game, and the cheat code is really knowing that you're not ready to play yet. Unless you want to settle for somebody that you don't really want, which is what most guys do. If you really want, high quality